everybody, it's week 2, but the first week of Destiny 2, the first reset. It's the one that matters. It's the first full week. We're all leveled. We're ready to do this stuff. I'm Z Swigs. This is my breakdown for the weekly reset this week for September 12th, 2017, Destiny 2, week 2. So every week we're going to have a call to arms, powerful gear. Get that from playing Crucible matches. Play about 10, 10 to 12 depending on your skill level. The flashpoint is Nessus this week. That means you got to complete, 4 to 5 public events on Nessus. You get powerful gear from Cayde that way. The Nightfall is the inverted Spire, which we should have a lot of practice with, coming from the beta, with Prism as the modifier and Timewarp. A different Timewarp than last time. It's not killing time this time around. Now it is Timewarp rings. I know, right? Vex time gates have appeared in the area. Pass through them to discharge temporal energy and extend the mission time. We're going to talk about that in a second. And then, of course, the other way to get powerful gear on every character every week is through clan XP. Get your 5,000 clan XP done. It is 5,000, right? I didn't just make that up. Yeah, 5,000 clan XP done every week, and you get prestigious gear from Soraya Hawthorne and Lewis, the true hero of the game. So, let's talk a little bit about the Nightfall real quick. The Nightfall this week is the inverted Spire. The recommended light is 240, but I would recommend you don't go in anything less than 260. The modifiers are Prism and Timewarp rings. Now, we dealt with Prism last week. Essentially, Prism, your attacks matching the focus element deal increased damage. All other elemental damage is reduced. Kinetic and incoming damage is unaffected. The focused element rotates periodically. So what all that jargon means is essentially, guys, here's how Prism will work for you. There are elements to every weapon. All right, your energy and your power weapons, solar, void, and arc. What Prism does is through the Nightfall, it's going to rotate through those 3 elements, one about every 30 seconds. So it starts with void, then it goes to arc, then it goes to solar. Let's take void, for instance. When it's void, your weapons that deal void damage, whether your energy or your power weapon, if they deal void damage, they do 2 or more times the damage that they normally do. And your solar weapons and your arc weapons do half or less that they normally do. So what this means is the proper loadout for any time it's Prism, and this applied last week as much as it did this week, is for your 3 fireteam members, you want to have 2 of each element, and you want to have a mixture. So someone needs to have solar arc, someone needs to have void arc, and someone needs to have void solar. And then essentially, when it's arc, you use your arc weapon, and when it's void, you use your void weapon, and if it's solar and you don't have a solar, you use your kinetic weapon, and so on and so forth. And that way you can melt the ads like crazy. As a tip for the boss, the thing you really want to do for the boss is all use a super that is the same element. I prefer arc because they're all roaming supers. Of course, if you have a hunter with Celestial Nighthawk, solar is definitely the choice. But if you do that and you have the same super, you can basically light up the boss pretty much instantly. Now, that doesn't necessarily apply to this strike because the boss goes through 3 phases, as you know, at the end. So maybe in this strike, the best thing to do is run whatever super you want and then just save your super for each phase. So, Guardian 1 does it the first phase, Guardian 2 the second, Guardian 3 the third phase. Wait for your burn, activate your super, go crazy on the boss. Because you don't need to kill the ads this time around to get time, you need to go through loops. Make sure you're paying attention to those Vex gates because they give you time. The Nightfall itself starts around a base time of around 11 minutes. So not a lot of time, guys, to do this. So good luck to you. The challenges this week are Speed of Dark, beat the Nightfall with 5 minutes remaining, and Unbroken. Complete the Nightfall with fewer than 3 deaths. Those are the same as last week. Those look like they don't rotate. What does rotate, though, is the strike-specific challenge, which is the floor is lava. As a fire team, do not get hit by Protheon's fiery ground attack before defeating it. So in the second phase, he stomps the ground, floor becomes lava. The way to avoid this is there are pillars around the entire map. And I think there's 4 or 5 of them. And they're kind of leveled. So you got, here's the floor, here's pillar 1, and then there's kind of a wall. Good with hand motions. There's kind of a wall there. and you'll want to jump up onto the second ledge, and then you can kind of crouch behind the wall. So when you get aggroed by the boss, you can crouch and not get hurt, and then you can shoot the boss when he's not aggroed on you. The ads pretty much leave you alone because they try to shoot you through the wall as well. And the floor is lava. The burn effect does not affect the pillar, so you can basically camp there the entire second phase and pass this challenge with ease. So Nightfall this week, not too bad. And it's the Nightfall. It's the strike we've all been preparing for. I mean, we've played it so many times, so you guys should. If there's any Nightfall you guys can do, this should be the one to do it. So guys, okay, so he's got the 5 treasure maps here. Look to be 4,800 glimmer apiece. There we go. So we got all the treasure maps. The flashpoint this week is on Nessus. So let's go ahead and head there. All the treasure on Nessus. All right, so here are the treasure maps. We've got a couple over here in the Exodus Black. Right here, and then we've got one down here in the Glade of Echoes, and then up top we've got one in the Tangle, and then one in the Hollow. So we're going to hunt these down live on stream. Let's go get them. This treasure map's up here. It's actually in the Exodus Black starting area, so from Patrol you can just head back towards the map. You got to do a little bit of platforming. Thought I'd escape, but you know how the Vex are. I got as far as this energy shield thinking it was a way out. Dead end, so I dropped what I had there and tried to shoot through. Bam, right back into the loop. So you come in from spawn, you kind of run straight off from spawn towards the ship off to the side. You're going to do a little bit of platforming. So he spawns over there, and you're going to kind of run through here up on these things and get up on this little ledge. It's off to there's the entrance to the next area, so there's a little ledge off to the right of that, and you just follow this pathway. And boom, here's some treasure. And look at that, guys. Don't hate me because of my RNG. This treasure map is right here at the fast point for the cistern. It's basically right by it. Of course I didn't go charging into Nessus without a plan. I made sure I had caches everywhere. Started with the first dead Vex construct I found. So this one's super easy to get to. You just fast travel to the cistern. You don't even need your Sparrow. Just drop off the edge. There's a path right here. Just follow this path to what looks like this dead engine part from the Exodus Black. Jump right into it, and there's your stash. Letter fragment. Cool. All right, so the first one that's gonna probably be the one you look for is right here. Nessus treasure map, Arcadian Valley. It's right outside the Exodus Black. I should have realized something was up when the Vex were letting me move through their portal so freely, and I usually have a good nose for traps. Maybe you'll have better luck. This one isn't so hard to find if you know where to look. So essentially from spawn, just kind of go a little bit to the right, follow this path, and then on the right side there's a little cave that you're going to head into. So you just kind of go through this cave. You can Sparrow better than me if you want, or you can Sparrow worse to make me feel better. That's fine too. And then once you get in this cave, ignore all the bad mins, and then just kind of take a left, or I mean a right, and jump up into this pretty well-hidden cave up here. And then boom, here is Cayde stash. All right, YouTube, this one right here, Artifact's Edge, to get this one, the Nessus treasure map. I don't know what they call it. The eyeball thing under that, you'll know it when you see it. If you come in from Watcher's Grave, which was my mistake the first time, you'll actually end up below it. So make sure you fast travel to Artifact's Edge. And if you fast travel to Artifact's Edge, it actually makes it one of the easier ones to get. Plus, you get this super fun drop. So just head straight off from the patrol. Warlock Master Race, your immediate, stop your jump. Get on your Sparrow and just follow the pathway. And then you see the big eyeball thing? You'll know it when you see it. It's right there. And it's inside this pit. Get out of here, Sparrow. God, so rude. Always wants attention. Open. That it? Lame. All right, YouTube, we're back at Artifact's Edge. Same thing for the one in the Tangle. Okay, this is probably the hardest one to find this week. I was just doing what Failsafe said. I mean, she seems reliable half the time, so I entered this cave and set up my little fallback point, took a few steps in, and then bam, the battle began. So probably the easiest way to get here is if you track Release, the adventure. That'll help you kind of steer to the right direction, because this one is a little complicated. So you can be like me and just kamikaze it straight off this point, and your Sparrow will explode and you will die. So you got to, like, jump, you know, like a total pro. And then if your Sparrow is still in cooldown, you just got to awkwardly walk here, you know. And then as soon as it's done, you know, Ghost is done being mad, he'll summon your Sparrow. You just basically follow this pathway all the way to the Tangle. Hit a tree. You get stuck in a tree. It's awkward. Now I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Help me, chat! Okay, so once you're at this adventure, you want to head south on your map. So you want to head this direction, like towards this region chest. And as you head south, you will see on your right side kind of this orange glowing wall. There's a cave in here. So head down into this cave. And then kind of hug the right side, and there'll be a little dip. And there's another cave, and you'll enter the mists. And then inside here, boom, is Cayde's stash. There we go. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like these videos, I would appreciate it if you'd give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I am ZSwigs. Join me pretty much every day, twitch.tv/ZSwigs, while I'll be streaming this live. And, guys, I hope you have a great week during the weekly reset. I'll see y'all later.